These are the grounds of the Efficacy Research Institute, a residential school in Taunton, Massachusetts. The students gather around a picnic table on a warm autumn day. Their behavior is unlike most children. They are remote and isolated. This is the dilemma of the autistic child. Autistic children typically do not speak and often move repetitively, rocking back and forth, screaming and flailing their hands, or twirling simple objects for hours. No one understands the cause of this strange behavior or why they are unable to respond to their environment. But ERI is using a principle demonstrated by B.F. Skinner called positive reinforcement to help these children to interact with others, to express themselves, and to say, I want. This is DJ. He is wearing a helmet to keep from hurting himself. He is physically self-abusive and sometimes aggressive towards others.
Put up. Good boy, DJ. Here's your sock.
DJ is being taught to dress himself by a technique called differential reinforcement. His desirable behavior is reinforced with food and verbal support.
DJ, good boy. That's a good boy, DJ. Nice.
DJ puts on his sock and is given food and praise by his teacher. While putting on his other sock, DJ hits his head, and the teacher responds by withholding reinforcement. After a preset interval is passed free of abuse, the teacher gives DJ a few simple commands called stimuli. When DJ complies with her commands, she has regained stimulus control, and the session continues.
You want food? Okay, dude, touch your tummy. Good boy, DJ. That's nice doing what I say. Okay, Deej. DJ, touch your legs. Good boy.
You're just going to do it real fast, and then we'll fix it.
This is Timmy, aged 14. Recently, he is engaged in a period of extreme self-abuse. His ability to make sounds and a number of words has ceased, and his self-abuse has become so intense, even under supervision, he must wear a helmet to guarantee his safety.
Okay, I got it. Come on, pick it up.
Let's pick it up. Okay.
Atta boy. Then we're going to go for a walk.
Timmy is given a notebook to hold as an alternative behavior. He is less likely to hit himself while holding the notebook. Timmy controls other people with self-abusive behavior because it evokes immediate attention and also allows him to avoid unpleasant tasks. This problem is resolved by redirecting Timmy's behavior. Throughout the day, Timmy is reinforced for complying with extremely simple demands.
Good, Timmy. This is the way a big boy puts his belt on.
This reestablishes a positive relationship between Timmy and his teacher. As his behavior improves, the demands are gradually increased. The same principles of reinforcement apply to verbal behavior. Language is verbal behavior which enables an individual to express his or her needs or wants. For many children, language is the best way of enabling them to interact with us and each other.
Brendan, look at me.
Brendan is 15. Differential reinforcement is used to teach him the most basic elements of language.
Good boy.
The teacher cues Brendan by making the sound and pressing his lips together. Cues are signals that prompt Brendan to behave in a desirable way, which is then followed by reinforcement. On the next trial, the teacher touches her lips. This is called modeling.
Good boy.
Brendan imitates her and produces the sound. The teacher records the amount of cueing on each trial and Brendan's performance. Later, these data will be used to make clinical decisions regarding Brendan's instruction. The next sound is more difficult for Brendan.
Ah. Open your mouth.
He requires more prompting, and his sound level, rhythm, pace, and intonation are uncontrolled.
Once more.
Unfortunately, Brendan did not receive instruction sooner. At age 15, he is unlikely to learn speech. Instead, he will be taught to communicate primarily with signs and symbols, but he will not be deprived of instruction in sounds.
Say. Good boy, you said mama.
Look at me. Who rides the bike? I ride the bike. Who rides the bike? I ride the bike.
Who rides the bike is an unfamiliar question for Mark, and the demands of new learning can produce failure and self-abuse.
Time to do good talking.
Okay.
Who rides the bike? Look at me. I ride the bike. Who rides the bike? I ride in a bike.
After Mark fails, he bites his finger, and the teacher withholds reinforcement. Mark often behaves aggressively to control other people, particularly when they ask him to learn new material, but his graph shows improvement. The number of aggressive episodes are plotted on the ordinate. Here we see the steady reduction in Mark's aggressive behavior during the past 34 weeks.
Handful.
Mark's behavior has produced a timeout from reinforcement. After a preset interval is passed free of abuse, the teacher regains stimulus control and instruction resumes. To avoid another failure, the teacher drops back to the previous level of success, and Mark responds correctly.
What do you see?
I see bike.
What's it for?
Bike is for riding.
Who rides the bike?
I ride a bike.
Good talking, no stop. You can have some French toast.
Karen, can you count your change from 54 cents?
Like other complex behaviors, shopping is broken down into simpler components.
55, 65, 75, $1.
Karen is learning to identify labels and count change.
I'd like you to buy me some toothpaste, please.
If she chooses the right product and counts her change correctly, she earns a 1-cent reward after class. The penny she will earn is only a token and has no inherent value as a reinforcer. But if Karen earns enough tokens during the day, she can exchange them for a trip to the canteen.
Karen, can you count your change from 42 cents, please?
43, 44, 45, 50, 75, $1.
Yeah, good, Karen.
Chris, Debbie, and Roseanne are learning to total prices with a calculator to prevent taking more items than they can afford from the store.
Debbie?
I got 3.34, and I got $5.
Okay, the total price was $3.34, and you have a $5 bill. Do you have enough money to go shopping? Yes, you do. Chris, what do you have to look at when you find your item?
Look at the price.
The students rehearse the components of shopping in a controlled environment before being allowed to shop in a real store.
Put your item on the counter.
Good idea. How about you, Deb?
Say, excuse me when you bump into someone.
Great. Very good. Okay, you guys know all your pinpoints. I guess you're ready to practice some shopping.
A classroom has been remodeled to resemble a corner market.
Excuse me.
Each student is given money and a list of items to buy, and some items are not easy to find.
Excuse me, do you know where Excuse me, do you know where the chocolate-covered cheddars are?
Yes, they're on the top shelf right here.
Debbie is not autistic, but came to ERI 3 years earlier, retarded, schizophrenic, violent, and erratic. Then she would fall upon other students, biting them and flailing her hands, screaming, "I hate myself. I'm ugly. I hate myself."
I don't need a bag.
Oh, okay. Save a tree.
inside the store, Roseanne goes directly to the meat counter to look for fish. Chris picks out vegetables by himself, but Debbie requires a slight prompt to get started.
Rice. I don't know where the rice is. Well, what can we do if you don't know where the rice is?
Put them in the front seat.
Debbie's journey from the classroom to the supermarket has entailed many small, carefully planned steps. She has rehearsed in the simulated store, a neighborhood grocery, and a larger market. Gaining independence involves risk, especially for these students. And here, there is always the question, do they justify the confidence ERI is showing in them?
Where's some fish?
Okay, is it in that case?
No, it is.
Well, there's another one right in front of you. Why don't you check there?
Excuse me, do you know where the rice is?
The rice is near on aisle 5.
All right.
See any filet of sole in here, Rose?
No, I don't. I only see hog fillet.
Okay. Well, why don't we get that instead?
Hog fillet. $1.89.
Per pound. Okay. Do you know how much?
87 pounds.
You found the rice?
Yeah.
Which kind would you like to get?
Once, Debbie could not make choices. Now she requires no help.
Okay. What do you have to look at?
The price. 55 cents.
Can you afford it?
I have... Yeah, I have $2.
Good. You can afford it then.
Yeah.
Terrific. Okay, we have everything we need. What should we do now?
Go to the cashier.
Great.
Debbie has come a long way since her first days at ERI, when her aggressive manner frightened other students. Now she works part-time in a daycare center for small children. Christopher, who once spent his time standing in a corner, biting his hands and screaming at his brother Roger, now waits unobtrusively in line as he attends to the simple tasks of everyday life.
Thanks, sweet. 324, 325, 50, 75, $4.
Thank you.
How did we all do?
Both did a nice job. I like the way Christopher